The bank balance on my phone showed less than enough to buy groceries for the week. The landlord gave me one final deadline before I would lose the tiny apartment. I had just arrived in Europe in 2010, and I wondered how someone this broke could ever become a billionaire. I made one promise that changed everything. I gave up 10 years of my life so my kids would never be poor. Back then, I had no idea what that promise would cost. I was an immigrant with a temporary visa, endless anxiety, and a family depending on me. Every bill felt heavier than the last. Every rejection felt personal. Every night I asked myself if I had made the biggest mistake of my life. I worked long shifts doing jobs nobody wanted. I studied after work while everyone else slept. I learned business operations, customer service, accounting basics, and process improvement. I realized that skills could travel farther than luck. In 2012, I decided to start a small B2B service business. I helped local businesses improve their back office operations. My first proposal was rejected. My second proposal was ignored. My third meeting ended with the client saying I looked too inexperienced. I walked home in the rain wondering if I should quit. Instead, I rewrote every proposal from scratch. I practiced speaking with confidence every morning. I promised myself that rejection would become part of the process instead of the end of the story. My first paying client arrived weeks later. The invoice felt more valuable than the money. It proved someone trusted me. Then came another setback. The client paid 2 months late. Rent was due before the payment arrived. I counted every coin while pretending everything was fine at home. I built my first real system. I woke up at 5 every morning. I tracked every expense. I studied 1 hour every day. I contacted 10 potential clients every weekday. I reviewed every mistake every Friday. I never skipped the routine, even when motivation disappeared. A business owner much older than me became an unexpected mentor. He looked at my endless plans and smiled. He said discipline beats excitement because excitement eventually gets tired. Those words stayed with me for years. By 2015, my service business was profitable. I hired my first employee, then my second, then my fifth. I documented every process. Every task became a checklist. Every client received the same reliable quality. The business stopped depending only on me. Success brought new problems. Taxes grew larger. Payroll arrived every month, whether customers paid on time or not. Contracts became more complicated. Cash flow became my daily obsession. Growth looked exciting from the outside. Inside, it often felt terrifying. Then everything almost collapsed. In 2018, 2 major clients delayed payments at the same time. Several invoices remained unpaid. I still had salaries to cover. I still had taxes to pay. I spent sleepless nights calculating how many days remained before the business ran out of cash. I almost closed the company. I almost accepted defeat. I almost convinced myself that stability was enough. Instead, I made the hardest decision of my career. I rebuilt the business around a productized version of our service. We standardized our methods. We created repeatable systems. We invested slowly instead of chasing fast growth. Every contract became clearer. Every payment schedule became stricter. Cash flow slowly stabilized. The lonely nights never completely disappeared. Sometimes I sat in the office after everyone left. I wondered whether my children would ever understand why I missed birthdays and weekends. I hoped one day they would see that every sacrifice came from love. By 2021, businesses across multiple regions were using our scalable operational platform. Our small team had become hundreds of dedicated people. Our system solved real problems for thousands of business clients. Growth accelerated because the business no longer depended on endless hours. It depended on disciplined systems built over years. People started calling me lucky. They never saw the years when nobody answered my emails. They never saw the empty refrigerator. They never saw me walking because I could not afford public transport. They never saw the fear behind every delayed invoice. By 2026, the company had expanded across Europe through ethical partnerships, strong contracts, compliance, and patient execution. Its value crossed the billion-dollar mark. For the first time, people called me a self-made billionaire. They celebrated the finish line. I remembered the starting line. I looked at my children and smiled. They would never know the fear of choosing between rent and food. That was always the real victory. The money simply proved the journey had worked. Looking back, the biggest investment was never money. It was patience. It was discipline. It was showing up every single day when nobody believed in me. The systems created freedom. The habits created the systems. The years created everything else. If my story means anything, it is that lasting success is rarely built in months. It is built one honest day at a time. It is built through legal work, steady improvement, and refusing to quit when progress feels invisible. If you enjoyed this true style story and want more real money lessons and inspiring success journeys built on discipline and patience, subscribe to the channel and join me for the next story.